What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. So here is a highly requested topic that you have requested us to talk about, and it's regarding the Sam Maggs situation. If you don't know who Sam Maggs is, she is working on Knights of the Old Republic Remake, and she's also worked on some of your other favorite games. Essentially, she's made some controversial tweets. Of course, anything to do with Star Wars is going to be controversial. When I saw her tweets, I was a little bit alarmed, because I was thinking if a man were to say the exact things that she were saying in the inverse, that person will probably never have a job again. A lot of people are canceling her for it, and being like, KOTOR is going to be a horrible game now. It's going to be super woke. I think that it's going to be just fine. I think people are going crazy over this, over someone's opinions and their personal tweets. And I think she has the right to say whatever the hell she wants on her own personal page. And I think that's I'm all for freedom and freedom of speech, and I think, whatever she wants to say is her prerogative. That's up to her. Now, if she's going to push some of her beliefs into the game, sure, I have a problem with that. That's something I don't want to see. Anyone's beliefs come from a personal vendetta, sort of like a personal political side point. And I rather it just be neutral. I rather it just be Star Wars. I rather it just not come from any sort of a bias. That's really my view on it. I don't think the game's going to be ruined, and I mean, if it is, we'll judge it when it comes out, but I think it's going to be fine. And one thing I want to mention, this right here isn't KOTOR your favorite. No, a lot of people, that's like the main thing people are talking about, like, why are they getting someone that doesn't like KOTOR to make a KOTOR game? Well, actually, it's just taken out of context, and the reason I'm able to see this is because people take my stuff out of context all the time. Here's what it was originally about. This was back in 2019, where she was talking about, when will my favorite Star Wars game finally get the collector's edition it deserves? And this is like, it's a gag. It's like an old 8-bit like Star Wars game, Yoda Stories. Like, this is an old game, and it's in a thread. And
Okay, so somebody was then like in response, like using her
yeah, man,
clickbait.
no, no one even said that. She said it herself, and she's like, "All y'all fake gamer dudes missed out on this action." And she puts like a funny little clip of Yoda Stories
Yeah.
walkthrough, and then she puts, "Isn't KOTOR your favorite?" in quotations, like as if someone's asking her. She's like,
Yeah,
"No,
yeah, yeah.
Yoda Stories is my favorite." So
So she's clowning a little bit.
she's
She's
yeah,
fooling around.
yeah, but people took that out of context and they just like
Right.
snipped this piece. And look, some of her tweets, like, they strike me as someone who like hates men as humans. If you cut us open, we all bleed red. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care what ethnicity you are. I don't care if you're trans, you're gay, straight, bi. What I don't. It doesn't matter to me. You're a human, and I judge you based on you as a human. The fact that she's saying some of these things to me, this particularly isn't someone that I align my beliefs with. But
Hmm.
that being said, and she likes The Last Jedi, she's entitled to her opinions, and that's the beauty of this world, is that you have freedom of speech and you can say whatever the hell you want. So, will I think the game will bomb? I hope not, but I guess we'll see.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
don't have any reason to believe that it will, based on these tweets. I don't think that she is, the sole person that can provide all the power in this game and run it the way she wants to run it. And I don't think she would really want to do that, seeing as how she seems like a Star Wars fan. So, what do you think about it?
Yeah. I mean, look, I was just looking over some of the tweets or whatever, and look, I mean, I think my honest opinion here is that she's probably a person that like I wouldn't want to go hang out at the bar with, I wouldn't want to get a drink with, I wouldn't want to go on a vacation with, and if I was stuck on a vacation with them, I'd probably like want to be elsewhere, right? And it's not just her beliefs; she has also this kind of snarky, antagonistic personality, right?
Very
And it's like
loud,
I
yeah.
know, yeah, yeah, and it's like, but I know people like that in real life, and I know people like that in real life that feel very, very strongly about their beliefs, whether they're left or right. And, let's just call a spade a spade. Yeah, she does seem like she's that SJW type. She's, into these sort of things that like I'm just not that into. Some of the things that she does, she goes so hard that yeah, it does feel a little like I don't know, like she's coming after people for weird reasons. There's a little bit of, bias there. But it's also kind of like what you were saying, like with Twitter, right? It's really hard to get a snapshot of a person through their tweets. I
Mm.
do think that your tweets and how you interact on social media, they do say something about you. And frankly, what they're saying about her to me is that she's probably just not that pleasant of a person, right? But I think it's just super weird for everybody to be getting as upset as they are getting about this particular person. I mean, I think there could be some context that I'm missing. Maybe there were some fights and you know what I mean? Like, maybe there's something else. But from what I read, and I didn't go deep, but like, I pulled up the articles that are quoting all of her worst tweets. Bro, they seem mild to me compared to what some people that I've seen online. I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing here, but it seems like people are so fixated on this one person. I think a lot of it comes from her not just liking The Last Jedi, but seemingly sort of belittling people that have a problem with The Last Jedi. This is a very hard point to slice. It's one that I get in trouble for trying to make all the time. But it's like the people out there that are just generalizing and trying to umbrella everybody that disliked the sequel trilogy as having problems that are like bigoted or sexist problems.
Mm,
That is a huge problem. Like, that's not okay, and that is creating, a lot of animosity and really mixed up feelings. So it's like, I really don't like that behavior. Like, I really, really don't like it. But we don't really know what she's facing online, like what her experience is like. And it's a complicated point, man. I think people have a right to be upset about this, but just like from where I am standing, it is not that big of a deal.
mm,
I expect the game to still be really, really good. I mean, it's got it. Look, if this game is bad, and there's any number of reasons it could be bad, that's a huge black eye on Lucasfilm Games, bro. Like, this is one of the most heralded, beloved games of all time, and any number of things could go wrong and make it whack. I'm just not ready to say that, like, Sam Meggs gets the prize. She's
mm,
the one that's now like it's over, it's ruined. Like, I'm not ready to throw in the towel on the KOTOR remake yet. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, she's got her beliefs. It's
yeah,
you don't gotta get a beer with her, but to try to torch the game and think about all the other people that are working on the game. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like a bunch of maybe Star Wars fans that even feel the same way you do about things. Not that that should matter. Apparently, it does to a lot of people, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so weird to pick one person, and I feel like we should be able to get to a point where you and I can come out here and say, like, dude, we don't like SJW stuff. And I don't like people that are flagrant about their beliefs in general. But
No.
I also recognize that it's like we live in a complicated
I
world
don't
and
care if
people
you're vegan.
are
I don't care
expressing.
if you do CrossFit. I don't like it's the
Yeah.
same goes for any other belief. Like I don't care what your religion is. Like just be a normal person, be a nice person, respect my space and the fact that I have my own beliefs too, and that's it. Leave it at that. We can be bros and friends.
Yeah.
Like I don't care.
Yeah. And if you like Star Wars and you know what I mean? Like, we can
Bro,
talk
we're
about some of
breaking
that.
bread.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We can talk a KOTOR. If this KOTOR game's lit, like, here's the thing. Do you think a lot of these people that are really upset about this, if this game comes out and slaps, are they gonna like, is there anything there? Like, are they gonna be like, yo, Sam Max, sorry, or like, hey, I was wrong about this? Or are they just gonna move on to something
No, but
else and
that
be
goes on
enraged?
both ends. It goes on both sides. I mean, like I feel like the people who are mad at SJWs and I don't like SJW stuff myself, and that doesn't mean I don't like inclusivity, it doesn't mean that I'm racist
Right.
or anything. Far from it.
Some people also are just wieners, bro. Like, there are some people out there that are just buttholes, and maybe like there are some people that were buttholes. They adopted an ideology, and then
Mm,
maybe in the parlance of our time on Twitter, that ideology gives them access to some clout, and they lean into it, and they're
yeah,
just more they're more crappy.
yeah.
Some people are crappy. It doesn't necessarily mean what I think a lot of people think it means. But then again, I'm just one dude. I'm just telling you all what I think. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm even trying to say like you're wrong, or if you get really triggered by this, then you're stupid. That's not what I'm saying. It's just like I should be able to say my piece about it. I don't think it's a big deal, you know?
Yeah. The only thing I have a big deal with is this right here, which I'm gonna make a video on by itself because I think
Mm.
that is just some BS.
Yeah, but so regardless of who said
I
that
ain't
to
even
you, you
getting
get
in.
fired
I'm
up.
not even gonna get in that right
No,
now.
and
I'm
dude,
gonna make a
that's
whole
what I'm
video
saying.
by itself on this.
Anybody that goes after Anakin, it doesn't matter where they're from or
No,
what's going
I
on.
just hit him
You're
with
gonna come
facts. I
after
just hit
them.
him with facts. It's not even a big deal. I just say, hey, this is the way it is. This is don't even talk about this like that. Okay, Ray didn't even
Yeah,
train. She didn't have. I'm not getting into it right now. Okay, I don't want to get into it right
yeah.
now. But
I don't understand. I
you
understand.
know what I'm saying?
Apologies.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
Okay.
what you're saying.
All right.
I know what you're
Yeah.
saying.
But anyways, her approach of like anyone who thinks that Anakin essentially had more of a struggle or more training than Ray. Anybody who thinks that right off the bat, you're a snotty, angry baby boy.
I know. It's reductive, but isn't that kind of what Twitter is? Like, look, I'm not trying to super defend her, but the reality is, like, I don't know, man. I've heard worse stuff at the comic shop, you know? Like, I've heard
Yeah,
worse
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I
I
just think it's
just
like, like, I feel like, yeah, for sure. and I'll probably unfollow her on Twitter, just being real, because like, you know what I mean? But it's also like one of those things where it doesn't have to be that deep, at least to me. It's like if you believe in freedom of expression, right?
Mm.
Then this person should be allowed to say what they say. They should be allowed to be
100%.
flagrant about it, you know,
100%.
if they want to, you know, and we should have the freedom to feel the way that we feel back. So people that feel so strongly about them hiring someone like this, you don't want to give them your money, bro, that's all good. That's gravy, baby. That's freedom of choice. That's freedom of speech.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, I just don't think that it's that big of a deal. And I'm not going to personally recommend to people that they should not buy the game because of one particular person that's working on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I agree.
other people feel differently. That's fine too. You
And
know?
and the people saying, Revan's gonna be a girl now in canon, it's like, well, no, Revan's a guy in canon, but in the game, in the original game, you were able to choose.
Hmm.
So they're not really deviating from anything. Like,
There were a lot of people that probably played a female Revan that loved it and wished their particular female Revan would be canon or whatever. And I
yeah, I don't
totally get
care.
that. Yeah, I don't even think it's like, bro, I don't look. I'll tell you this thing, and I hope my cousin doesn't get mad at me. But like, my cousin is one of those dudes that if we play like an RPG or something, he's gonna play a female character.
He's one of those
He's
guys.
gonna do it. A lot of people do that, and it's fine. Like, I don't rock with it. You know what I mean? I find more of a thing where I'm like, hey, that's kind of like me or whatever. You know. But think about that. That's probably true of females too. There's probably some chicks that like playing a female character.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be natural? You
yeah.
and I mean, I like playing male characters, so it's maybe it's just not that deep. You know, or maybe Megs is gonna ruin the KOTOR game.
Maybe, yeah, maybe
Look,
it's over.
bro, I'm not saying it's not possible. It's possible.
Definitely hope she just makes a great
Yeah,
game. That's all.
it can't. Yeah, as long as it doesn't supersede the character story. You know, the force, this intrigue, the real struggle of Revan, the sort of the idea that Revan's just gonna take it all on himself and do this crazy thing. He's like one of the most powerful force users of all time. It's that. It's the relationship with Bastila. It's the relationship with his master. You know, with Malik. There's fascinating stuff in this lore, and so it's more important that all of that is told in a good way. And as long as that's really what the game's about, then I'm down. I'm not concerned, you know what I mean, that she tweets a certain thing or whatever. But hey, man, if one of her tweets shows up in the game as like dialogue or something, then yeah, we're gonna have problems. You know,
It's Jesus.
they should have a droid actually. They should have like a crazy
Yeah,
droid script made.
HK47 is gonna be saying that instead
Yeah,
of meatbags. He's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
like, "You snotty, angry baby boy." That'd be horrible.
Sounds perfect, dude. Now I'm getting excited for it.
Imagine if a dude said this, The Last Jedi. Women screw literally everything up every time. Imagine. Just,
No, I know. You're right. Hey, look, man,
you'd
you're right. It's
never
not.
have a job in any industry ever again. It would be over. It'd be
Yeah, it would be.
done.
I agree with you, and I don't like it. You know what I mean? I'm not. I don't like it. It's not like I'm like, dude, yeah, to men scrapping. I'm like, no, for sure. Like it's a head scratch for me. But
Mm.
it's also like, we kind of live in a world where people say flagrant stuff on Twitter. Like that's not even the worst or most even close to the most sexist thing that
No,
I've
not at all. Of course
heard.
not.
You know what
Of
I
course
mean?
not. But
So
it's just,
yeah, it's a double standard for
sometimes,
sure.
and I don't spend much time on Twitter. So seeing this stuff to me is just
Yeah,
like this is
it
like
can get.
an official, like, blue check
Hmm.
mark person that's like saying that. It's like, what? Like
Oh yeah,
you're somebody. Like you obviously. How could you you know how many male fans you got? You know how many do you understand that these words aren't really going to be perceived all that well or all that lightly? You know how many Anakin fans there are out there, and if you're saying that anyone who thinks Anakin has a perhaps stronger, even if you're on the fence about it, like it's going to put people off because you're calling somebody a snotty, angry baby boy, and
yeah.
that's never chill, man. Like what kind of argument is that?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's not a cool yeah, for
It's not
sure. It's not a cool
professional.
vibe. It's super unprofessional. But if there's like this argument to be made that it's like, but they're still humans, right? Like people should be allowed to go out and speak their mind about stuff. As a
Absolutely, yeah.
look, man, she might just be one of those people that loves just kind of pushing buttons and being snarky. I like doing that a little myself. So it could just be something like that, And I've said things just to try to get a rise out of people before. And if
Sure.
she's in a Twitter war with some, you know how people can be on Twitter. If she's in a Twitter war, she might be just saying something to sort of
Piss more people
subtweet some
off.
people
Yeah.
or piss more people off. So look, it is what it is. I feel like we've done a good job of just being like, hey man, this is things we don't like, but ultimately like this is kind of where we're at. And that's Take it or leave it. That's kinda how I feel about it, and I'm still excited for the game, and, I don't it's not that I think people that are concerned about this are dumb or anything, like, nah, man, like, I get it, I'm just not there. I'm a little exhausted by it, to be honest, like, just checking out what everybody's said, what's their status, the purity test, like, I'm not
Yeah,
into
well,
it.
I
Is the
mean,
game gonna slap or what? Yeah, man,
what do I
and
care?
it's like, it's okay to say that and be like, "Nah, like, don't agree," but also, like, you don't gotta come for her, like, that's just
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. Look, if the game is just very far from what the original was, it just looks shinier, then you best believe fans are gonna make their voices heard. But
Yeah, and the thing is
time will
too,
tell.
like, there's a lot on the line, and I think there's all sorts of reasons to be, maybe worried about the game. I just don't necessarily think this is one of them, Like, hey, man, just in general, a remake of one of the most classics could go wrong and tarnish the classic a little bit. So you don't want that to happen. And, what if it's way too crazy? You know what I mean? What if they try to connect it to canon and it's horrible? I don't know. There's other things that could go wrong. So it's still a wait and see, but there's no reason not to be hyped, I think, dude. KOTOR. KOTOR remake.
Well, guys, that's our opinion on the situation. We hope you enjoyed it, and regardless of what you are, who you are, where you come from, we love you as long as you're a nice, respectful person. And yeah, here's to a great game. So, see you guys later.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.